Nigeria changes a lot of things, and how perfumes work is one of them. One of the reasons for this is our public transport system. I know you might be thinking, but Ayo, there's public transport everywhere in the world. But Nigeria's public transport is particularly different, from the cramping in the taxis to the bike that allows dust and wind to flood your face and your pores. It will be important for this video. We're going to dive into how Nigeria affects your perfumes, how you are not hallucinating when they say, oh, this perfume is supposed to last 7 hours and it only lasts about 3 or 4 hours, and how you can remedy it as well as survive using perfumes in this landscape. Most of the problems with using perfumes in Nigeria can be attributed to about two major things. Number one, our transport system, and number two, our climate. And I believe that cuts across throughout Africa as well. We're focusing on Nigeria because I haven't been to any other African countries. Any sponsors out there, take me around. We have three major means of transport: walking, bikes, and taxis. Now you might be saying, but that's standard except for the bikes, which might as well be standard in some European countries. But combined with our climate, it is exceptionally hot or exceptionally cold. Now the cold doesn't really bother perfumes because perfumes thrive with your body heat. But during the hotter climates, it evaporates a whole lot quicker. Remember, perfumes work by evaporation. They blend with your pores, with your blood, and then they evaporate, making it signature scent. I've explained all this in a previous video, so please go watch that. But we're talking about the constraints that the transport system and the climate causes. When you're on a bike, you are susceptible to breeze that blows away the fumes of the perfumes, as well as dust that can cling to your pores and make the perfume's projection even worse. Then we go into taxis, which might just be the worst of them all, because if you are not by the window like I am, which also has a disadvantage because the breeze blows you, then you are cramped in between two people and having their perfumes rub off on yours, or worse, your perfume rub off on them. And if you're familiar with the term aboki perfume, meaning perfumes that are so strong that you can barely get them off your skin, so there's that problem as well. And then if you decide to walk, which you can't walk to everywhere in Nigeria because it's just simply too far, the sun is going to melt the perfume right off your skin. Enough about the problems. How do you survive? I have listed out about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ways to survive using perfumes in Nigeria, and out of those 8, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6 of them are worthy of mention, but I will still mention all 8, and I'll make a graph to show you the efficiency as well as the probability, like how easy is it to achieve. First off is getting an atomizer. Then you can overspray. Then you can have a perfume bottle at your office or carry a full bottle wherever you go. You could also buy a car or boat or Uber everywhere. You could layer your perfumes. You could also spray on your pulse points. You could use Vaseline. You could soak your clothes in perfumes and keep them in leather so it locks in overnight. But of all these, only 6 of them are efficient enough and probable enough to even be put on the graph. First one is layering. There's a lot of talk in the European spaces about how, even in the Nigerian spaces, where they tell you, you just have to layer your perfumes for longevity, for silage, and most of them don't put into consideration that you have to enter a cab to work, or that you have to climb a bike to work. So because of that, it is not as efficient, but it is highly probable, because if you have more than one perfume, then you can layer. Next on the list is soaking your clothes in perfumes and then wrapping it in leather so it's big sitting. Now this should be efficient averagely, and it is also averagely probable. Someone like me, it wouldn't work because I rarely plan my clothes ahead. I rarely iron the day before. I usually iron on the day of. So ironing and then soaking it in perfume is just out of reach for me. So unless that's something that you already do, it's going to be right in the middle of our graph. Next, we have overspraying. This is very probable because everyone can do it. As long as you have a perfume, you can overspray. But it is not very effective because of the reasons I have stated earlier. It is just going to wear off before you get to your office. And also it's going to affect you. It's going to disturb you and disturb the people around you. So it's high on probability but low on efficiency. Then we go to having one perfume at the office. Now this one is high on efficiency and kind of high on probability. For someone like me, perhaps I carry about 4 perfumes, full bottles every day to work. Now my case is different because I have to test those perfumes to make my videos and to give reviews, so it's understandable for me. But most people don't have that luxury, or don't even have enough perfumes to carry multiple bottles with them everywhere they go. That's why it's efficient, because when you get to work you just spray and it's as if you are good as new, but it's not very probable for a lot of people. Then we go to the funniest of them: simply buying a car, or bolting or Ubering everywhere you go. Now this is highly efficient. In fact, it just might be the most efficient, but it's not very probable, because not a lot of people can just vex or get angry and buy a car and say, because I want my perfumes to last, I'm going to get a car. So highly efficient, but not very probable. But if you have the money, go for it. Which brings me to the last one, which is getting an atomizer. This is simply the best bet because it is highly efficient and it is highly probable. I don't have an atomizer because the last 3 times I bought one, I misplaced them. But atomizers are little bottles, plastic bottles that you can refill with your perfume. If you want me to show you how to refill your atomizer or where to get atomizers, just leave it in the comments. And please don't forget to subscribe and like. I didn't mention it before, but please do. The ones that I didn't mention on the graph are not worthy to be mentioned because they simply either will not work or are not probable enough, so they don't deserve to be mentioned on the graph. Also, a big shout out to Curve Aroma on TikTok, because a video she made 2 days ago reminded me that I've had this idea in my mind since I think the start of this year to do. So shout out to her. Please go follow her on TikTok. And then I want you to remember that the American standards, the European standards, even some Nigerian standards that are out of touch wouldn't necessarily apply to you and I. So find what works for you and try your best not to waste your money, waste your perfumes by overspraying or by trying to layer what is not going to work. An atomizer is the best bet, like I said. And if you have a car, then you're good to go. Just keep one in your car, or just spray and then turn on your AC when you get to office. It's as if you just sprayed it afresh. If you're Nigerian, are these tips helpful to you? And if you're European, which of these came as the largest culture shock to you? I would love to know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'm Imide of AYOSFRAGRANCE, here to talk all things fragrance and perfumery. Shout out to my dad. He's the one driving and he's the sponsor of this video, as well as a lot of things in my life. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.